was going to say, that's like full-blown pro mod situation you have
Basically.
going on.
Yeah.
Basically.
And nothing looks untouched.
Oh, no.
No.
Nothing stopped.
That used to be a car.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. It had like a floor and everything, and
Yeah.
it's not as much anymore.
I got $500 in cash in case they don't.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of LB Motorsports Podcast. I'm your host, Lacey Blair, and I have with me today Jessie and Stacie.
Hello.
We
Hello.
love a good power couple. So they are the owners of Jesse's Performance here in DFW area. We're pretty much neighbors now.
Basically.
You said it took you guys like 6 minutes to get
6
here.
minutes. 2 stoplights.
But yet we never see each other when we're all
Ever.
in town.
Ever.
No. It's
Ever.
like, oh, hey, in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey, in Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, usually Vegas.
Yeah. Usually Vegas all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to actually see you guys in our hometown now.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's pretty
thank
cool.
you.
Our little town of like 10,000 people.
I love it. That's a big town to me still.
It's crazy.
I love it. Yeah, so I'm excited to have you guys.
We're
'cause
excited to be
Yeah, we're
here.
I
excited.
always say you guys kind of have the same vibes as me and Zach. You know, a car couple, no kids, dogs all the way.
Yeah. Way to be,
Yep.
for sure.
You have a Cap. We have a Kyle.
Yes.
Yes,
You guys
yes.
have someone that's like your Cap?
Yep.
Yes, we have a Kyle.
Everyone has to have a Cap and a Kyle. you
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't get by without our Kyle.
know? Right.
Yeah. As much of a pain as he is.
Yeah. As much as I want to
Yeah.
strangle him sometimes.
I think that might be more like JC for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, no, I do want to strangle Cap sometimes, maybe.
Let's see.
He's peeking
I
at me
couldn't imagine
behind the
having
camera.
multiple Kyles.
Right.
That would be terrible.
JC more like we want to punch each other in the face sometimes, but that's neither near nor there.
Oh.
So if you guys want to introduce yourself a little bit.
You go
Well,
first.
I'm Jesse. I'm the owner of Jesse's Performance. I like to party.
Hell yeah.
If it's got horsepower and tire smoke and methanol fumes, I'm about it.
I'm Stacie, Jesse's wife. I also run Jesse's Performance with him. I love to drag race, so I'm like, nobody likes drag racing anymore, right? But I do, so I'll
promise
drag
we
race
still
for
do.
everybody else.
Heck yeah. And you said you have a strong background in drag racing. Like you've done that for years in the
Yeah,
past.
I drag raced a lot. Used to do sport front wheel drive in my little Honda.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I won a Wally at an NHRA event, which is pretty prestigious.
A real one, not one of those new ones that are.
It's a gold Wally, and
Yeah.
it's not silver.
So how did you guys meet then? Because it sounds like both of you have always been into cars. Is that kind of how you met? Or
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll take this part. Okay. I'll take
Yeah,
the
I
hard
want to
part.
hear his version.
Yeah.
oh gosh, don't you love that? It's
Yeah.
like, what do you remember?
Yeah. No. So I was just moved to Colorado, and I was working for an import shop there. And one day Stacie came in and wanted some headlights changed in a Mercedes, which was totally out of the norm. I had no idea what the situation was, but come to find out, it was Stacie, and
He knew who I was. He had a picture of my car on his MySpace from like before he knew
Yeah.
me.
No
MySpace.
way.
yeah, because I used to go from Wyoming to Denver to Colorado to the import deal because I was in the imports too, and I take pictures of all the cars there, and sure enough, her car was one of the ones that was really cool that I liked.
No
So
way.
yeah.
That is awesome. So then did you recognize her when she came into the shop?
Absolutely
or?
not.
No.
No, because I knew
Is he
I knew more
lying?
of her car
No,
than
I'm just
anything.
kidding.
Yeah,
Probably.
right?
I disappeared for a long time. I wasn't real happy with my engine builder, the guy he was working with. So I disappeared. Obviously, I had a Mercedes. So I was like trying to get as far away from all of that as I could. And
Yeah.
honestly questioned his competence in putting the headlights in the Mercedes.
Yep, that was part of the.
Is it hard to do?
No.
No,
Oh,
I just
okay,
didn't.
I'm like,
No.
I just didn't know who he was.
Right.
I was like, does this guy know what he's doing?
So
Yep.
then what kindled the flame here?
Oh, I was just.
Persistence overcomes resistance, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's me and Zach's story too.
Yeah, no, I just, obviously, we just hit her up on Facebook, I think it was at the time, and said, hey, it's cool.
I like your
meeting you today.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, was that that was the
Yeah.
punchline?
I don't know.
That was-
I don't even remember. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Mr. has 0 tattoos.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
you don't
not a
put
opposites
single
attract
one.
sometimes.
you don't put bumper stickers on Bugatti.
Hang on. Cap, are you listening to shit on your phone? That's not me. Who is it? Sorry.
It's okay. We've been there before. We're like,
That's a Kyle move also.
yeah, we
literally-
start recording and then Kyle goes and starts grinding on something. We're like,
isn't that the worst
Oh my
with
gosh.
YouTube? That's the hardest thing. So that's why me and JC, that's why I think he's probably more of a JC, because Cap kind of gets the recording stuff. But me and JC will be at each other's throats because, you know, he's just trying to do his job. He's trying to get stuff done. But I'm like, we're also trying to do our job and film what needs to be filmed.
and everybody needs to be quiet. And when you have like 9 of them, you have to keep quiet.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's like
Because the camera will
wrangling
hear
kids.
the guy across the shop before it'll hear you standing in front of it.
For sure.
Kills me. But yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's how we met.
Yeah,
That's how you
that's
guys
how we met.
So cars
Yeah.
brought y'all together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. We met and started our business 6 months later.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he moved in with me after our first date.
Hit it right off, huh?
Yeah, he didn't really have anywhere to live, so he just
Yeah, no,
like,
I just, you
I
know,
was
I-
like, sure.
I was a couch
Come on
surfer
in.
back then, so you know, I was like, shit, if it works, it works.
Right, exactly. So what did you see your business as when you first started it, and has it evolved from what you first thought?
Yeah, so basically, where I was at, I was kind of like wasting my talent, you know, doing what I was doing. And so Stacie talked me into opening, you know, need to do your own thing, but I never had an idea of what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't want to do the import work anymore, you know, if I could get away from it. So I found a couple old cars and talked Stacie into going in on them with me, and we were going to fix up old cars and resell them. And that was supposed to be the deal.
It
But-
never happened once.
Never.
Not intent. Well, I mean, we built some cars and sold them, but we never were a fix and flip car shop.
Really?
No.
No, I just didn't realize the time and the expense it took to really do those cars. Like I wanted to do them because I'm super picky.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I could just like, you know, grease the wheel bearings and
Flip
send
it
them
and
down
make
the road.
a profit
Yeah,
real
no.
No,
quick.
he
No.
wants to pull the body off of the frame and redo everything, and which there's nothing wrong with that, but
Right.
there's not a lot of money in doing that, especially like you said, the money that it costs. Plus, we
time.
never had less than like 20 cars at our shop like 6 months after we started.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it blew up really quick.
So
and,
quickly, so much bigger than we ever intended on it being, and we kept trying to back off, but how do you back off when you have X amount of work sitting in front of you?
Right.
So we did business for 5 years in Colorado, and I don't know, things just weren't great ever, really. And he did a couple of deals down here in Texas, sold a truck, and what was it? Oh, we sold my Transmero, was his car back then. He sold it to another guy down here, and he's like, you know what? Every deal we've done in Texas has been a good deal, so let's move to Texas. And I said, yeah, maybe 5-year plan. 2 months later, we were down here.
What do
We
you guys
moved
think?
the entire shop. We moved 2 full transporters of cars down here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And we were going to be small when we got here. We rented 1,800 square feet, or no, it was 2,400 square feet. We were going to be small. Next thing you know, we had we had 10,000 square feet because we had 4 shops, 9 employees.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We were pumping cars out. We'd do 50 cars a year.
And is that like full custom,
Yeah.
like engine work, and you guys were doing body work and
Pretty
stuff
much
too?
everything, yeah.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And
But
then-
finding help was tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and I got rid of one of the shops, and I got rid of a couple guys, and then things just slowed way down because I kind of lost the drive to manage people, and I wanted to get back to building cars myself.
Yeah.
Because anyone
hard.
that's ever worked for me will tell you that I probably am really good at building cars, but I'm terrible at managing people.
Yeah.
You know, and so we just got to the point where we just kind of whittled the business down to where now we're only building cars for a few clients. We're gonna really focus on parts selling, and doing the influencer stuff. You know, traveling the country,
Oh yeah.
putting on the shows, meeting new people. We did 10 years of really hard labor. So now I kind of want to just maybe even if it's just for 2 years or a year or 2 years, just go out and just explore the country and meet new people and kind of maybe regroup and kind of, you know, get more of a centering on what we want to do.
Yeah.
And
I think
enjoy
that's
ourselves
awesome,
because
for
it was
sure.
a lot of work. A lot of work. When we started our business, we had no working capital and no credit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very tough. Every dollar we made, we had to reinvest, and we just worked all the time, and it wasn't always very much fun. We sacrificed having our own cars. In the midst of all that, we were building his Trans Am, and that's been a lifelong ongoing project. But once we got down here, we decided, we needed to treat ourselves better and do more for ourselves. So he built an Astrad and then wanted me to have another drag car. It was supposed to be a street car that I could just drive to the track and run, but that kind of went out the window. But
Say it is a full blown. How would you describe that?
I call
car?
it a small tire pro mod.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like full blown pro mod situation you have
Basically.
going on.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's
And
just-
nothing looks untouched.
Oh, no.
No.
Nothing
No.
stopped.
That used to be a car.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. It had like a floor and everything, and
Yeah.
it's not as much anymore.
No, it's I don't know. I tend to do that sometimes. Like I just have this simple idea, but then I'm a while I'm here kind of guy.
Yeah.
And,
Hey,
like-
that's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, obviously it's gotten you somewhere, like
Well-
above and beyond kind of person.
Yeah, and ultimately it's what I always wanted. I've always wanted like an actual race car, so now I have it. I just need to go drive it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's crazy to think about when me and Stacie first started this. We drove little shitty cars. Like we had a little 2-door Saturn, and we had a PT Cruiser that we drove.
PT Cruiser.
It like died in the intersection. We had to call for a ride. When that was our only car that ran and drove at the time. Like we went through things like that. Stacie rear-ended someone in the Saturn, and
No, a truck pulled out in front of me, and the Saturn went underneath this truck and
no.
basically broke my face. I didn't break anything, luckily, but I was like,
Oh my god.
yeah, her face was black
don't
and blue
buy
for
a
like a month.
Saturn. Their airbags are harsh.
Oh,
So yeah, so we
Harsh.
were like, at times we were borrowing cars from friends and stuff just to make it to work and stuff. And then shortly after opening our business, I lost my license for 5 years. So we used,
been there.
yeah. I so when you said you had had to do SR22 thing, I get it. I used to do that. Like,
He had it made though. He
So
had
rough.
a personal chauffeur.
You were the
for
personal
5
chauffeur, huh?
years. 5 years.
Yeah.
When we moved down here, it was almost time to get his license back, and I was like, "You just wait. You're going to drive me around." I still always end up driving.
Really?
Oh wait, I'm a way better driver
yes.
He's like,
on the
5 years off.
streets. I'm a better driver.
On the streets, on the track.
He's always on his phone. He's like
yeah.
off in the rumble bars, and I'm like,
Why do you think they're there?
Cops, if you're listening to this, don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
when we go somewhere, I'm like, I'll drive.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. So you guys went through years of all of your time, money, energy went into other people's vehicles and your business
Grinding.
without being able to enjoy building your own cars.
To being able to enjoy life. So
Yeah.
yes.
We flew to Vegas, and it was supposed to be like a 1-night overstay and fly back tomorrow to get married.
No way.
I was literally on the phone the whole time putting out fires with customers and employees. I couldn't even go get married without, and I'm talking overnight. Like we flew down, we stayed one day, stayed the night, and fly home tomorrow.
It
And
was terrible. Just
walking down the
the
strip on the phone with like the insurance company and like all this crazy. Like we still have never really had a true vacation. I don't think.
No, we never
Because
have.
now everything's car related.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And Ellis Fest East always falls on our anniversary.
Oh,
so
really?
we're always there for our anniversary.
So we always take a nice scenic drive to Kentucky for our anniversary.
Yeah, I love Kentucky
Tradition.
though.
Me
Not
too.
complaining.
And I love
could
that
live
event.
there. Yes, I
For
love
sure.
the venue, everything about it.
Me too. So you guys deserve
Something
the time to, I mean, you've built a couple awesome cars for yourself.
to be selfish, right?
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
do. Like you guys have earned
It's hard
that.
though, because people see on social media, we're Jessie's Performance on social media, and they see I share a lot more of that stuff than the customer stuff because I don't like the backlash from customers. Oh, why aren't you working on my stuff? Why is it not as far along as I thought? And I just not share it.
That is the worst thing ever. So that's all like what you guys are kind of saying is like kind of how me and Zach are feeling and transitioning, which like I stopped doing customer stuff like when I moved from Missouri. But it's hard to do the influencer stuff and the YouTube and all of that when you have customers like, you know, it could be midnight and you're filming something for YouTube, but they're like, well, why aren't you working on my car?
Oh yeah.
Nice
And
that you
it's-
have your own car to enjoy.
Right. Or
It's like
on a
the
Sunday, you're
jabs.
working on your own stuff and it's like, oh, well, why isn't, and people are just so critical of that. And it
Guess what? It's our
makes you-
time.
yeah, exactly. They don't understand
Do you
that.
work
though.
24 hours a day?
Right. They expect you
7
to.
days a week?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
When they start paying the overtime hours, then they can get the
Exactly.
overtime work,
Exactly. So
And-
that's where it's nice to, just like you said, take a couple clients here and there, not have them running your life.
People that we know are just going to be chill and
Yeah.
patient.
Well, they're fans. They're
Exactly.
fans of what we do, and they want
Right.
us to build it, and they understand who we are and what we're doing outside of work, and know that, like, we might be in Indiana for a week for PRI, or we might have to go to SEMA for 2 weeks, or,
Right.
whatever the thing may be, and they understand that, but they know that, like, when I come home, I'm 100% dedicated to getting their stuff done.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I'll work 80 hours a week. It's
Right.
no big deal.
And you guys do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, ever since that we moved down here, the shop and the house are on the same property. We actually have 2 houses. So Kyle has a little house.
I know. Like I said, I love y'all's property. I wish that we would have got
It's
something
so
like
cute.
that.
It's it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Our house especially needs a lot done to it, but it's nice that he can just walk out and go to the shop and go to work. And I'm a little lost though, because I used to get up and drive to work and be at work and then come home and take care of the dogs every night. So I had like this regular schedule. And now, like, literally my 2 offices are right next to each other. I have the office and the kitchen, and I don't know which one to be in.
That's kind of hard.
It's super hard.
You get to where you don't have the separation between work and home. And I mean, like you guys said, you work so much anyways, there really isn't that separation. So it's nice, but it also has its downfalls.
But I don't have as much of a job anymore. I don't have
Yeah.
9 employees that I have to tend to. I don't have to
true.
order nearly as many parts. And so I'm kind of like, what do? I'll just do the dishes and do laundry because I know how to do that. That's easy. So I'm kind of a little lost right now. And there's days, I think today is the first day I left the house since last week. What's today? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's one of those things, like, once you have a compound like we have,
Yeah.
we'll find ourselves not leaving for a couple of days at a time, and it's really weird. You lose track of time, and you lose, but also it's really nice because you don't have to worry about it,
But there's a bit of anxiety and guilt because it feels like we're being lazy if we don't
Right.
leave. Like yesterday, we took the day off because he had, he was stuck in Michigan for 2 extra days.
yeah.
And I didn't know if he'd make it back on Sunday. He got back really late. So we just took the day off and worked from the couch. I mean, we were still working.
Right.
But
It feels
it's just
weird
hard to
sometimes,
not
right?
feel bad.
Yeah, to
like,
spend a Monday in my pajamas, like,
Right.
that was, even though, like, I got up in a shower just to put my pajamas back on and sit on the couch, like, as weird as that is, but
I love it though.
yeah, I mean, thinking back on the things we've I used to Uber an hour and 15 minutes from our shop to our house in a totally different town that was 45 miles away, and I didn't have a driver's license, so it'd be 4 a.m. and I'd be Ubering.
Dude, those Ubers are expensive too.
Well, yeah, and
It was like a
I've been
$50
there.
Uber ride
yeah, and
every
then-
night.
That's
It
crazy.
literally had a loft that he would sometimes stay in because the shop had a shower too, so he could like sleep
I
on the
put a
futon.
air mattress or a futon
Yeah,
up
you had
there,
a
and-
because we bought Kyle that futon.
yeah, put a futon up there, and there was a shower, and I would stay there just because it just was it was easier.
Right.
One night, it was so funny. So he wasn't going to come home, right? And we lived in this little condo, like main floor condo. And he wasn't going to come home. I talked to him before I went to sleep because I'm an early sleeper. So he'll stay up till 2 a.m, but I'm asleep by like 10.
Yeah.
10, I'm like, and the dog started barking at like 3 a.m. And I was like, I swore I heard a knock on the door. And I go look out the peephole and there's a hand covering the peephole. I literally, I was like, well, this is it. This is how I die.
And it wasn't you?
I ran in the bedroom to call him, and he's like, I'm out front. I was like,
Wow.
Yeah, I left my key.
you didn't have
Oh
a key.
my
He doesn't
gosh.
use keys.
I don't. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah.
So,
He just wanted
but
to
I thought I was
torment
going to
you.
die.
Oh my god.
College town, main floor condo. I was like, oh boy, here we go. I'm going to get raped and killed.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the
But
days.
it was all fine. You just over exaggerated the whole thing. No big deal.
It happens.
Yeah. So, but now that we've done all that, we're ready to get on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, this last year was our biggest year for traveling. We didn't start traveling a lot until 2 years ago.
Yep.
And this
That's kind
last
of
year
when we met you
traveled
guys
more.
too. It was probably just about that
Yeah.
long ago.
Yep.
And so we're going to do a lot more this year. We're going to do a lot more with the NASROD, more than just burnouts with the NASROD, more drag racing. And then the Trans Am is going to be coming back out. And then we have a new build. We have 2 new builds.
Yes,
new
I want to
builds.
hear
2
about
new
them.
builds. Do you want me to talk about my new build first or yours?
So I'm building. I had an idea a couple years ago to get some great companies together and help me build a burnout car, because I see drag racing dying, NASCAR dying, as far as spectator attendance goes. And I was like, man, we got to find a sport that the spectators can watch. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And then after doing some burnout shows, it's unbelievable how dedicated those people are. Like, they'll take hot tire to the face and not care.
Yes, people
You know what I'm
love
saying?
burnouts.
Yeah, they can't see, they can't breathe, and they'll still be trying to scream about it. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. So I was like, this is the direction that we need to move, because I feel that's where the spectator and the money in the industry is kind of going to have to go if they want spectator money. So things kind of trickled, and then finally this year I got some people on board, to help me do a burnout car. And at first I was going to do this little Toyota Starlet, which, a customer of mine owns, and it was a really cool idea, a little Puerto Rican car, super cool. But I came across the 78 Trans Am, which...
It's sitting in our yard. He didn't come across it. It's sitting at our house.
Yeah. Yep.
Came across it.
Yeah.
Got a new idea for something you got tired of, right?
Exactly. So I figured, it's a really cool car. I'm known for my Trans Am. Like, I've always done Trans Ams my whole life. I'm an F-body guy. I was like, let's make the coolest burnout Trans Am we can. And so I found a rendering that I liked. We're going to follow that. We're going to do a blower. We're going to...
Wide body.
It's going to be so badass.
Yeah.
The rendering is awesome.
Yeah.
If y'all want to check it out, go to their social media. It's everywhere, right? I know I saw it first on Facebook.
Yeah, I think we've got it on Instagram too. I've shared it one time.
Yeah.
It's another guy's rendering that we he was like, this is it.
Did the guy ever do it, or how old is the render?
No,
but
he's
we
just
did
an
reach
AI
out.
Kind of an
guy.
idea.
Yeah, and I reached out to him and said, hey, man, would you mind if we made this a car? And
He says, yeah, cool.
Nice.
It was that simple. So,
Yeah.
So, we got some great companies on board. I'm not going to speak too much about it because we got some major things in the works. But, obviously I've been doing a lot of work with Speedmaster. We went to SEMA with them, went to PRI with them. They are definitely going to be a big part of what we're doing. We just got back from Steve Morris's place. He's building the engine for it. We're going to have a big 871 blower on it. Any hope we'll have Tick Performance giving us, getting us hooked up with the T56. I'm still going to keep a manual transmission in my burnout car because they're just nothing more American than grabbing gears,
Honestly.
Yeah. Obviously, doing an automatic would be really easy and it'd be really cool and it'd be the easy way, the easy button is the automatic, but
Right.
3 pedals is what it needs.
You feel a little more one with the car with the manual, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And there's just something about like grabbing gears in a Trans Am and, I don't know.
You gonna grow a mullet too, or no?
You see
He's
it, I'm
working
working
on
on
it.
it.
He's
You
working
see it, I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'm working on it. So
Yeah.
no, and I've always wanted to do something really crazy like this to a Trans Am, but my car's been like way too nice to do that to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll have a ratty wide body one that's just does all
Burning
the
tires.
parties. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
That's gonna be awesome.
yeah.
So what is build number 2 that you guys have coming this year?
Build number 2 is a 29 Ford T-Bucket. It's a little truck.
So you just told me about that out there, but I'm interested to hear what that is because I have no idea what the hell that is.
So it's basically, it looks like a Model A, but no roof. So it's a convertible. It's really all we have is the tub. We found a really nice fiberglass tub and
It's steel.
oh, I'm sorry. It's still, I thought we didn't. I thought we had.
No, we got a new steel one.
I can't keep up. There were like
Right.
5 million T-buckets that we looked at. Look at this one. Look at this one. Okay, so it's steel. It's got roll-up windows, which don't all have roll-up windows. And it
Nice.
has a Duval windshield, so it's like, the windshield's like this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so, but it's not going to be ratty. It's not going to be a patina deal at all. It's going to be like black cherry, rose gold interior.
It's gonna look so
A lot of rose gold
good.
accents and just a little cruiser.
Yeah.
I'll probably do one of the Steve Morris motors and then individual throttle bodies. I've always wanted individuals. So I'm like,
That's gonna be
dream
awesome.
come true.
So is it gonna be for racing or more so just cruising around?
Just cruising around. We do
show
a lot
car.
of local like cars and coffee stuff and a little meets. And it's nothing's more annoying than trailering your drag car to something like that.
Yeah.
It's insanely inconvenient and it makes everything take way longer. And I mean, it's really cool to look at. I mean, I get that it's, it's a drag car or whatever, but it'd just be cool to have a street car. It's a street
Yeah.
car event,
Be able to show it
So-
around.
Go
Yeah.
to Hebe, put your groceries in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, go to the old Hebe.
Heeb. I love
Heebie-jeebie.
Heeb. Heebies.
That's what we call
Go to
it. the
yoga.
ham.
I go to yoga down at the Presbyterian
I
Church.
think you'll
and-
probably be the coolest one in the parking lot at yoga for sure.
I hope
For
so.
sure. I'm definitely the youngest by far, but I don't care.
Where do they have yoga here, actually?
It's literally at a church. This
No
lady teaches,
joke.
and it's the coolest class. Everybody there is literally like 20 years older than me,
I might have to go.
but I love it. It's in the mornings though. So it's a good way to start the day.
Yeah.
It was too cold today to do in class yoga, so we did Zoom yoga.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a good class.
Yeah.
Yeah, yoga's so good.
Can we get back to talking about cars and
Well,
stuff
you know,
now?
I guess so, Jesse.
All right, please.
I can throw my little
Jeez.
yoga mat in the back and drive it over there.
Like,
Sorry,
actually-
sorry, everybody.
You're
Sorry.
done. You're done, Jesse.
Yeah.
We're going to just have some girl talk
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So, what events are you guys looking most forward to this year?
All of them.
All of them.
All of
Because
them.
you're doing all of them, right?
I'm
Making
really
your
excited about
rounds.
Cletus and Cars. This will be our first Cletus and Cars event. We were supposed to do September, but with moving and
Yeah.
moving was a nightmare. So we didn't make it, but we got accepted again, and that's the beginning of April. So that'll be our first event, and I'm super excited about it.
That's
Yes.
goals
It's
for
Cletus's
sure.
birthday that weekend, so I guess it's like the biggest, like
gonna be rowdy.
fireworks everywhere, and get to go to Florida.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll be at the Freedom Factory.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
So, which I've never been there before. I don't know
Me
a whole,
either.
whole
That's a
lot
goal.
about it, but yeah, it's going to be really cool. So,
Whole new crowd of people, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
and I think that's going to be our main focus this year is just getting out there to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have a little bit of a following. We don't have a real huge following, you know. Like, our fans are dedicated fans of
Oh,
ours.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, they, like, if I'm like, hey, I'm broke down the road, they'll be like, where you at? I'll come get you. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I want to have more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's always good to
yeah,
have more.
gross.
I feel like you guys already work with some big companies, and I mean, all your social media is always great.
So our challenge, I think, has been that we are a shop, and it's a lot harder for a business on social media than it is as an individual.
For sure.
So we're kind of gravitating more towards being individuals on social media versus being Jessie's performance.
Yeah, I think that's smart. That's
Because
the
it's
way
hard to
do it.
show individual personality if you're working as a business, right? It's always got to be professional, got to be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just
Right.
I'm not that guy anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'm a straight shooter. So it's been, I like, up until recently, I just haven't been on social media a lot because I don't want to say the wrong thing and make the wrong person mad. And, you know, so, but now it's like anything goes. Let's go, you know?
Yeah,
I
so
love
we've been
that.
totally slacking on social media because we don't really have anything to share right
You're
now.
kind of in like a lull stage.
Yeah, we're kind of in a like almost a limbo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's gonna pick up a lot. The Rob Dom video was big. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
that.
I did see it. That was awesome.
That was really cool. A lot of people, I literally got pulled over the other morning leaving yoga for my windshield, my tinted windshield. And he's like, I pulled you over for your windshield. He's like, but random question. Are you Jessie's wife, Stacie from Jessie's Performance? I was like, after he had just gotten in an Uber in Michigan and the same thing, the Uber driver was like, oh my gosh, I know who you are.
Yeah,
that
was
is awesome.
So it's weird for us because we're not like that, you know? So it's exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do a big YouTubers race. Is that what they call it? The YouTubers
Oh, that's cool.
race?
YouTube, it's the big showdown. It's YouTube versus the world. And I guess they have
I've never
like,
heard of that, but that sounds
You should
awesome.
go. It's a drag event and there's
YouTuber,
burnouts.
I could go.
yeah, it's 20 plus YouTubers, I guess, that show
No
up.
joke.
A lot
On
of-
the Gas,
I was saying, who puts it
Donkmaster, Demonology. He's a real big Mopar
Love
guy
him.
here.
Yeah, I want to have him on because he's local too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a riot.
Yeah, he'd
yep.
be really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy. He picks up the
Yeah.
phone when you call and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna do that, and they're actually Ennis is supposed to be setting aside and doing a burn yard. Like this is gonna be the first year they dedicated an area for burn yard, because I guess they used to do it at the end of the track where you could tear it up, no one cared. But I guess they're gonna try and do.
So it's
get
gonna
one
be
done.
local.
Local.
Yeah.
Ennis.
No way.
Yeah, it's like the 17th of April, I think. I can get you the date.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks before LS Fest.
So I'll go drag race and then he'll go do some burnouts. and-
Nice. So do we have to be invited to this to
I
participate?
don't think so.
I don't think so.
You just
I
have
mean,
to-
given who you are, I'm sure you're welcome to go.
I want to go.
We got
Yeah.
invited
I'm
by
like,
Donkmaster.
have you told
so.
Zach yet? Because I know I know him and Zach talk all the time,
I know.
right?
Like
and I'm
girls.
just left out.
Me too.
I'm
Like girls.
No,
Zach's
see, it
always
was
on the
before.
phone.
It's really crazy because I was a turbo guy before, and I'm like Zach, I'm gonna build a blower car, and he's like, oh, I'll text you back now.
He's a freaking mess. He's the worst. He's always on the phone, but you said blower, and he's probably like, yes, I need to know more.
Then it's more intriguing then, So
It's hard to keep his attention span.
I think that's what it is. I get it. I get it. And I've never been a blower guy before, so this is all new to me. Like, I understand them, and I've built blower cars before, but I've never been like, oh, I'm going to put a blower on something. Cause
we're turbo people, big time turbo people.
I've never been hip about him either until his, and I see what it does. I'm like, okay, this thing is sweet.
Well, yeah, it's like
the looks. You can't.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
It's like having a giant dildo
yes
sticking out of the hood, Like people are just like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Gets attention everywhere it goes.
Like it's all right. No big deal. But no, I think that YouTuber race is gonna be really cool though.
That'll be cool.
That'll be really cool. Hopefully we get some corporate sponsors behind the Burnyard and help that grow because, that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to push burnouts, And so
us too.
Yeah.
I'm going to not do burnouts.
No?
Why?
You're going to learn today.
Well, I mean, I'm going to do some burnouts in my drag car. It's a given.
Before
the
drag
I'm a
racing?
straight line kind of girl.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn to drive, though. I think I'll probably learn to drive the Burn Bird.
I think you can. It's easy.
I'm sure I can do it. I've
you
snow
can
drifted
definitely
before.
do it. See, to me, the straight line's a little more intimidating than a circle.
But you're the queen of catastrophic failure.
That's no joke. I'm like, shit, do I even drive? No, it just blows up.
Like you don't even get a chance to turn the wheel and the motor's smoking.
So I mean, I can't drive either. I'm like, well, stationary burnout and she's done.
Well, eventually you'll get maybe get a turn
Hopefully.
or a donut into it.
Until then, I'm just living in Zach's shadow of the burnouts.
That's okay. I feel that way about drag racing with her.
No way. You've gone faster than me.
What was that? Can we hear that again?
You've gone faster than me. Barely, though.
She bought me this t-shirt that says my wife's faster than me, and I refuse to wear it until she earns it.
I think mile an hour I've gone faster.
Nope. 150 and I've been 155. You gotta earn it.
So funny.
What'd you run? What was your fastest ET? You went 8s, right? 890?
Yeah, I went 890.
I've gone 9.1 on the gate. On like 700 horsepower. So he better bring the shirt to the track next time.
Yeah.
I think I did
Jessie.
bring it last time to the track, but I wrecked last time, so we didn't get the chance to make any more passes. It was such a good pass, too. It was really good pass.
It was
So straight.
But you got it back to normal now, right?
Oh, yeah, it's totally good.
Yeah.
It was no big deal. I actually had a GoPro in the car, and so I was able to watch how well I kept the car off of the wall. So I think I can handle burnouts after
Hell
that,
yeah,
because I was
you got
basically
this.
doing donuts in my drag car.
Oh my
about
god.
150 miles
It
an hour.
literally spun. I was facing the beginning of the track when I landed.
Oh my god.
It was intense.
That's terrifying.
And you can't move, so you're just like...
just praying. Holding on and praying.
Yeah.
That's scary. See, that's what scares me about the drag racing is how fast you're going when things can go wrong.
But once you know how it feels, it's like, okay.
It's like, well,
Okay.
big-
Yeah, it was no big deal. The other night we went to dinner over at what's that place called? The steak place that's over here.
Fly by night.
Yeah, Fly By Night.
Love that place.
So we had this 13 Trans Am of a customers that we supercharged and stuff. And so he's been doing some tuning. We drove it to go to dinner. I'm in the back seat. I had, I don't know how many glasses of wine at dinner. And so I'm in the back seat. I'm like, I'm recording and everything. And he got on it and traction control kicked on. And it threw me into the side of the back seat. I was so pissed because I hit my head and I hurt my shoulder. And that was way more painful than wrecking that car at 150. Oh, yeah.
It was at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah. No, it was not 10.
It's 10 miles an hour, and then I just throttled into it a little bit, and the road was slick, obviously, and it went whoop, and then it traction control kicked on, and that uses the ABS to shut it down too. So it's flung it back over. It was holy shit.
So mad.
Yeah.
But the back seat's really small, so I was like,
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like a fun car to be in the back seat.
no, I was trying to be nice. Kyle's taller and he's got longer
car sick
legs.
immediately.
Yeah, yeah. Me too.
Spent my whole life in the back of a Trans Am. It ain't no big deal.
Because you couldn't drive or what?
No, he grew up.
That's what my dad had when growing up. So and there was 3 of us brothers, and there's only 2 seats in the back of a Trans Am. So we'd all fight over who had to sit on the hump. 'Cause the hump is just literally carpet, no padding, no nothing. Yeah. So obviously my little brother has got a little bit of, animosity built up from that over the years.
Sure does.
Yeah.
It's like you made me sit on the hump.
Yep. That was a thing.
Still got bruises on his butt.
Probably.
There's only 2 seatbelts, and there's 3 of us kids riding back there. You know what I'm saying? So
Risking it all.
Oh, I
Yeah.
doubt they were even wearing the 2.
Probably not.
probably not. Probably not.
No, we just recently got a bunch of family photos from his dad, and there's so many car pictures in there. Like all the pictures he made the boys pose in front of the cars, and it's
Oh, yeah.
so funny.
That was our childhood.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
but like Chevelles and Trans Ams, and it's really cool to see how he grew up that way, because I didn't grow up around cars at all.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, obviously you did. Did you at all, or how
No.
did the passion for it?
My dad had a C10 when I was in high school,
Love C10.
but I didn't think anything of it, and it's what I had to learn to drive a manual on. So I learned to drive a manual, and I drove it in high school and stuff. But I didn't get into cars until I was working at a record store that sold stereo equipment, and I did like DB drags. We had like all these subs in the back of my Civic, and I loved it. I won all the time, and so I was like, "This is dumb." I went and got a motor swap and started racing.
You're like, I want to go fast now.
Yeah, I don't know
awesome.
what brought me into wanting to do it, but I've never wanted to stop ever since.
That is awesome.
Can I ask for a pee break?
So funny story about all of that. I was in real estate school when I first started. I got my motor swap and everything, and there was a race in Salt Lake City that I really wanted to go to, but I was in real estate school. I was like 19, and my mom was like, she's a realtor, you know, and she's like, no, you can't go. So I went anyways and lied to her, and she didn't even know that I was gone. And I ended up getting kicked out of real estate school because I wasn't there. And
No.
yeah, it was worth it though.
Yeah, then
It was big time worth it.
You never did real estate after that.
I did, actually.
Yeah?
I went back to real estate school years later. I got my license and I sold real estate and did property management for 14 years.
Wow,
That's what I was doing when I met Jessie.
that is.
It was called
awesome.
Turbo Property Management.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I've always been like a big single turbo kind of girl. My
Hell
little
yeah.
Honda had a big turbo, and yeah.
So no blowers in your future?
No, well, no, not of my own. I don't think so. I like having turbo cars.
Yeah.
He wanted to twin turbo my Transmero, but I told him big forward facing single, and
Hell yeah.
it was a challenge. It was really good for him.
I
That's
like
it.
symmetry,
Yeah,
and that was the hard part there. But
It turned out so good.
it did turn out so good.
it
I
worked.
mean, it doesn't look like anything on the car was easy to do.
No,
Unless you're
it, actually,
him.
it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. It was just I think I probably overthought every part of it, so
Yeah.
it took me 3 times longer than it should have.
It's so insanely safe for how fast I'm going to be going. I appreciate that
though.
part
Yeah.
because he had that in mind.
Yeah, it's
For
overbuilt
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
But what about you?
What about
Well,
me?
you got this little pickup back here, and I saw today that it didn't have a motor or transmission in it.
You know, at SEMA,
Mhm.
it blew up. Not very exciting. No,
It
no
did-
exciting blow up.
Did it blow up, or did you blow it up?
Well, for some reason, when it was going, it didn't seem like it was running right the whole time there. Like it never had full power, or like could build tire speed. Well, I only got to do it once, you know, or half the time, whatever you consider. But for
Okay.
some reason, it wasn't doing anything right that whole time.
And that was motor number 2.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So, gonna go with a new motor, a better one this time, you know, because these have just been kind of, well, the last one was an LS2, a little bit better. I mean, you guys are more versed in
Yeah.
the LS
You need
motors and
some
all of
forged
that.
internals.
Yes, I need like a good, solid motor. And I feel like I finally decided, you know, I feel like you almost have to kind of decide between racing and burnouts. I mean, you guys know you're building builds for different purposes, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of thought I wanted to do a little more racing. And then, I mean, as we were saying, you know, for more of a spectator event and all of those purposes, I want to do burnouts, I decided. And I have more fun doing that anyways. So, not that I've ever been down a track very fast, but
Yeah, but I think drag racing is really cool, but it gets really expensive, right?
yes.
It's very expensive to be competitive.
Yes, time consuming. I mean, it all is just so much more serious than I think I want to be,
Right.
to be honest. So the burnouts, they'll be fun
Yeah.
and great for content. Like that's an important thing. I mean,
Yep.
I've been doing burnouts in my diesel trucks since I was, you know, old enough to drive. So yeah, so I think it'll be fun.
I think that's why Stacie is such a good drag racer, and that's why we kept her in a drag race program. Is because she's not competitive.
Right. Just does it for fun.
For fun. It's all about just having a hot rod and going, it's self-challenging.
That's badass.
I just want to go fast. In my sport front car, I was trying to run 10s, which back then in a Honda was a really difficult achievement, especially in Colorado with the altitude. I ran a lot of 11.0s and never broke into the 10s. So the first night out in my car, I went into the 10s like super easily. I was so excited.
That's
10
awesome.
too. Yeah, it was
But
ridiculous.
I want to run some 7s this year. I haven't gone faster than 9.1 and I really want to run some 7s. Well, I'm going to do 8th mile. So what, like 5-second quarter miles?
Yeah, we'll be in the 480s, 470s.
That's going to be
High
awesome.
fours.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But again, and I'm super competitive. So like if I drag race that car, we would be living in it underneath a bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
where do you stop? If you're feeling that competitive about it, that's why I'm like, that's the same thing with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if I'm going to drag race, I don't really want to do it half-ass.
yeah.
But yeah, you'd have to sell your soul.
Competitive, and I saw what that did. It made it not fun anymore. Because I started out bracket racing. You know what bracket racing
Yeah.
is, where you dial in, and I got really good at that. I won a ton of trophies. I ended up placing in a point series, and I was like, this is super cool. I love winning. I want to actually go fast. So then we like stepped it up and did the bigger turbo and blah, blah, blah. And I won my Wally, and then I was like, yes. So I went to PRI and I got sponsors and all this stuff, which was so hard back then without social media.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
even tell you how much easier it is now.
Oh yeah, we have it made nowadays.
Seriously,
Social media
I
is
had
a
my
free
messenger
tool.
bag with my little pamphlet that
It's
I'd
like
made.
the equivalent of going door to door trying to get customers. You know?
Basically. But after that point, it was not fun anymore. It wasn't fun at all. I was married before, and he wasn't on board. We ended up breaking up for a lot of other reasons. And my new engine builder wasn't worth anything. I didn't have a good program at all. And I quit because I windowed 2 blocks in 1 year. I was tired of going out and looking like a fool. My transmissions never worked right. I couldn't get the car to launch and not have, I guess meeting Jesse, he's like, you should have just started in second. But I would launch in first, and then by the time I shifted into second, the way the motor and the transmission had rocked, it wouldn't go into second gear. So I'd launch and it was like, rah, rah. So I was banging gears back then. And I just quit because it was embarrassing, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I walked away from all of it for like 4 years. I didn't want to do car stuff at all. And then I met him, and I got introduced to muscle cars. And I used to always be like, oh, you can make a V8 go fast. Making a 4-cylinder go faster is a lot cooler. And it's not, actually. It's not. It is expensive with the V8s, but it's not as expensive as it is with the Hondas. Like, no, thank you. We actually went a couple weeks ago. He gets bored when he doesn't have a project in front of him. So he's like, I need to buy a car. So he's looking at all these cars on Marketplace, and he's like, I found these right-hand drive glass top CRXs this guy's got. And I was like,
That's cool.
let's go. Because my car was a CRX. Let's go.
It's like the holy grail of Japanese Honda cars.
Yeah, I had the
Really?
back seat, which is like a really rare option. I'm like, let's
the
go.
glass is like roof, or the roof is glass on these cars. They're like, it's a special option. Yeah.
So we went and look at them, and like I was like gung ho, let's do this. I'll race that too. And then no thanks.
We got there and just like, it didn't the fire wasn't rekindled like it would have been 10 years ago.
Really?
Not
Yeah,
at
it's just
all.
like, we're just like, this is cool, but like what we have is so much cooler.
Just a whole different level, I think. And
Right.
so I'll be patient and wait for my little.
Yeah. And so like, and the way that her new car came about is, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I did a trade-in. I got this little T-bucket truck, and it had a manual transmission and a Pontiac V8 in it, and she drove it everywhere.
You go to the bank and
Like it
kickboxing.
had no roof, it was just had a truck bed, had no roof, and like no heater, no air conditioning, none of that stuff, just literally a motor and transmission and drive it. But she loved it, and it was a lot of fun, and I was like, you know what, that's what you need.
It's one of my most missed cars. Although
That's
we have
super cool.
many.
So
Take it to the next level, make it really nice.
it's gonna be the most polished thing I've ever built for sure.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I used to have a really nice black cherry Tahoe. It was a not very used color for GM. And I always talk about my Tahoe. He hates hearing about it. But I loved it. I love my Tahoes for some reason. And we were coming back from LS Fest Vegas the first year we took the NASRAD. And the guy that had towed the NAS rod out there, I don't know, his 4L80 was not hanging in there or whatever, so he didn't want to tow it back. So we towed it back with my Tahoe. Well, we got into like Gallup, and it was already like slipping, and we had to stop at this gas station for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, drain some fluid out, put some more fluid in it, and we were still so far from home.
Oh, no.
So we
sent our whole group ahead of us. We said, just go home.
We had some high school kids working with us back then, so they had to get back to take tests. And
no.
so 3 of us stayed back. We had the dogs and everything. And we had one of our workers drive my Tahoe, and we followed in my Cadillac. And we got just outside of, I don't know, we were in BFE, New Mexico at like 2 a.m. And I finally tapped. I said, you have to tell him to stop. It's about to catch on fire. Like it was smoking.
Barreling smoke. The transmission fluid was so hot, it was like boiling over onto the exhaust. And just like, yeah. So like, I was like, all right, well, I had a friend, you know, I had
put out when we were in Gallup, I put on Facebook, I said, we need help.
Like SOS.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had a friend coming up from Colorado up to Houston. He's like, hey, I'll be through there. I got a truck. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you guys out. I was like, cool. So we unhooked.
No. We left the Tahoe and the trailer and the NAS rod on the side of the highway. We drove 2 hours to Amarillo, slept for a little bit.
Gosh.
And then Jessie and Scott headed back to go get the NAS rod and the trailer, while Kyle had taken everybody back to the shop with the big trailer, and he was going to dump that and bring an open trailer up to pick up my Tahoe.
And there was like a 2 or 3 window there where we took the NAS rod and the trailer off of the Tahoe, and that Kyle made it to where the Tahoe should have been, and the Tahoe got stolen on the side of the highway. And like,
how did they even drive it away?
I don't know. But we were literally like if it would have been 3 hours difference, the NAS rod would have been gone too.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll sacrifice the Tahoe for the NAS rod.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was insane.
So for people who don't know what the NAS rod is, can you explain it to me? Give us like a visual for people listening.
It's just this rusty old piece of shit that I drive around the country.
Much more than that.
Okay. It's big cubic inch LS, Steve Morse engine, all-wheel drive, sequential 6-speed, rat rod.
34 Ford
truck that, I don't know, it's just hellacious. It's a thrasher.
It's super ratty. We call it the NAS rod because it's like the open wheel, like, you know, NASCAR style, but it's a rat rod.
Yes, that's a perfect name for it. That's so creative. You guys are so creative with the names, I'm telling you.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I remember when we first seen it at LS Fest. I don't remember which LS Fest it was. I want to say LS Fest, Texas.
It was Texas, right?
Yeah.
No, I think Kentucky.
Because that was our very first LS Fest.
The very first one was...
Oh, Texas before Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had seen it, and I'm like, what is this thing? Like, this is insane. And then I'm like, oh, it's going to do the burnout contest. Like, that's so cool. I've always loved that truck.
That's
truck,
cool.
car, whatever.
Oh yeah, you got to
it.
ride in it.
Yeah,
at
got to ride in
SEMA.
it at SEMA, and it was worth it. Even though I get insanely car sick, I like almost passed out and threw up heading out after that. But once I got out, I'm like, oh, that was great. Zach's like, how was that? I'm like, it was great, but we need to leave now.
Breathe in through your nose, out through your
Worth
mouth.
it though. It was worth it.
That's when we crashed it and exploded the drive shaft.
Oh, yeah.
and ripped the rear. I mean,
It was
was
really
we sent
broken.
Yeah. That was awesome though.
Yeah.
Didn't it catch on fire at that point?
Oh, yeah.
Sometime? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the oil caught on. It was bad. We were very new to our program then, and we had some old 4-link brackets that were welded by someone else, and we literally ripped the rear end off the frame.
Luckily, they had a welder there to use, and the boys just stayed there all night. And
We thrashed and got it back together. Yeah, but we were really new to the program, and we didn't understand half of what we were doing with that car, and
I don't think we still do.
no, I haven't. I don't think I've reached 50% potential of that engine yet.
Yeah.
This last SEMA event was probably hands down our best. The performance that Nasrod did was
awesome.
incredible. It was so much more than just doing burnouts. He was doing a ton of drifting and like stunt driving almost.
That is so cool.
So it was exciting. When he got jumped at SEMA Fest, I don't think you guys were there for that.
Wait, what do you mean?
He got jumped by
the
a pre-runner
trophy truck?
bug.
Oh, I was like jumped, beat up. Like we would have been there to back you up. What is this? What's happening?
Oh, we had Kyle. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, the pre-runner jump thing. Well, I had to do a stationary burnout.
So you did a stationary burnout and they jumped through the smoke.
That is awesome.
It was really cool.
I had like one take at that, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I was not in the right spot or I moved or did anything, like people's lives were at stake.
I'm watching the
that.
videos.
Gosh.
Like you did move when the was it
So,
the Bronco?
well, that was the deal. Like there was two jumps. 2 different trucks were going to jump me. So I had to sit in front of one. And as he jumped me, I had to scoot forward enough to be in the center of the next one.
And they can't see him at all.
And none of it was choreographed worth of shit at all.
Yeah, you just have
It was just like,
one
yeah,
and
we're
done,
going to do
no
this.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was in front of a live crowd. Like, it was just, yeah.
His first run at SEMA Fest, I missed it, but he came out and drifted the whole circle and came around, spun around, and then like crab walked up to the wall and did a giant burnout.
That
I
is
missed it.
awesome.
I wasn't there.
The SEMA Fest that was totally new this year, right? Are they talking about doing that more, making it a thing for every year?
I think what has happened is since Wheel Pro and Hoonigan, I don't know, combined, Hoonigan has actually kind of went away.
Right, that's what it's
Right.
seeming like.
Yeah, like they've kind of let all the main players kind of go do their own thing, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. I don't know how all that's going.
They're really losing that like brand, it seems.
Yeah, like even if you go to the Hoonigan website right now, it just redirects you to Wheel Pros, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of frustrating. So, I think the industry is looking for guys like us and like you guys and Zach and stuff to kind of grab the torch, relight it, and run with it.
Definitely.
And that's what we need to do, you know.
There's enough of us that we totally can make this happen.
For sure.
And again, with every other form of motorsports kind of losing the spectator's eye, we got to do something, or else what's going to happen is the spectators are the people that vote, right? And if the people that are voting aren't voting for automotive stuff, we're going to lose our automotive stuff.
For sure.
And that's the bigger picture in all of this. You know, unfortunately, it all falls back, everything in our lives falls back to politics, but that's the honest truth in this. So it's going to take, you know, some brave investing and some very smart marketing strategies by us influencers, because we're the only ones that are going to do it, unfortunately, and we're going to have to pick up that torch and run with it.
That's what's happening.
And
We're making it happen this year.
Yeah. So I'm planning on, you know, trying to bring a really big torch, you know,
Hell yeah.
and you know, hit high gear with it, because I want to not only kind of catch back up where the industry was, but I want the whole burnout situation. Like I want a group of us to be able to be the new street outlaws. Like I think the vision's there. I think we have the right people to do it. We have the right influencers.
It's 5:00. Alexis needs her meds.
Is it time for yoga? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
Alexis needs her
right?
meds.
time to have a zen breath here.
Did she have someone to give them to her?
She's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be all right. For a
No,
while.
I wouldn't have to give them to her.
Yeah. You don't want Kyle doing that.
No.
But
He's like, I gave her the whole bottle. It's okay, right? It says
She'll be good
it
for a
says
while.
pain meds on here, right?
Yeah, pain meds.
Oh my god.
But no, as far as the burnout stuff goes, like I said, I think, you know, I have a group of about 5 of us right now that are willing to do whatever it takes to get this going. Obviously, you and Zach are 2 of the 5, so it's a very small circle here. But I think if we put all of our heads together, put all the marketing strategies together, and really conspire to get this going, we could change the industry as we know it. I really think, and that's, yeah, I know it's crazy to think that like us in this little town, right? 4 of us from this little
Why does that make
town.
me want to cry?
I don't, because it's brutally honest in its reality, and to think that like none of us ever thought we'd ever be a player in this industry to where we can make things happen in this form, you know. But
So true.
but we have to, or else, because I don't think if we can't pick up and take off where someone else left off, we can't have a generation gap.
No, EVs will take over.
Or
Oh,
else-
that's so true.
And even, I mean, they've figured out that EVs don't work. I mean, Toyota's dropped their program, and GM's invested $800 million in a new V8, you know. So the EVs aren't the next thing, but no one knows what is the next thing, and no one even knows what to try to be the next thing. So we just got to put our heads together, and we got to be some, you know, unfortunately, it's just a bunch of good old boys that like to party, and we just got to make that, bring it back to good times and fun, and take the competition out of it, and
I
bring
agree
the
with
fun back, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
And spark people's passion again, or even people that have never been interested in anything automotive that are just like, that looks fun, or these people seem like a good time, you know?
Yeah. It's exciting to watch. I think regardless of who you are, it's exciting to watch. And
Definitely.
Our first time to SEMA last year, well, I'd been to SEMA before, but our first time when we were at the burn yard, it's so incredible being over there. And then you go outside into the regular part of SEMA and you're like, this is so boring.
It's a different world.
It's so boring.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just...
Even just being a spectator last year, I was like, wow, I don't want to go do any of even the signings or anything I have to do.
You're like, I have to leave here?
Yeah, I'm like, this is... And it just seems, I don't know, like...
It's surreal.
Everyone's like one during that. Does it feel like that?
Is unreal.
Yes, like everyone's excited.
Everyone feels the love. We're all supporting each other. Nobody is in competition with anybody else.
So true. Like now that you're really saying this, that is how it is. And it's like the crowd, you'll have, lifted truck people, muscle car people, all of that, all in this
Big
one
wheel
crowd.
People. I mean, everybody came together.
Just thinking, hey, this is badass.
Well, it's how we unify this whole market, right? And it's, we gotta us as influencers need to point the corporations back to the people, right? We need to stop giving money to huge organizations and huge race teams that take 10 and $50 million a year to run, that aren't getting a return on their dollar. We got to show them that this is how you get your return on marketing. You put it into the people's hands, you put it into the influencers' hands, because what it takes to run one of our burnout programs is not even all year long, won't even get an HRA car started.
That
you
is
can't even start
true.
up a car for what it costs to run a whole program.
Yeah.
So if these corporations see that they're getting more marketing for their dollars, and the people are there and the spectators there and the seats are filled, it's limitless what we can do. We just got to keep the people's attention, and there ain't nothing that fire and tire smoke and burning methanol and crashing into each other and crashing into things. Like, that's what the people want to see. They want to see the chaos.
100%.
And it doesn't make sense to do that with $100 million dragster.
Exactly.
No.
And to me, this kind of stuff is more like, what would you even say? More, I had the word and then I lost it, and I use it all the time. Wow. Brain fart. How embarrassing. And something as serious as it. More tangible for the average person, because I mean, you can go do burnouts in your stock pickup or stock car, and it's things like that people will be buying parts from Holly and parts from all of these different companies to just kind of soup up the vehicles that they have to be able to do burnouts or even kind of try to be on that level.
Yeah, it's very grassroots. That's the term that we like to use versus, like more professional stuff. We're grassroots burnout people, you know what I'm saying? But I think we've lost sight of what influencers are really supposed to be. And we're not supposed to be about followers and all that stuff. That's a byproduct of what we're actually doing. And what we're actually supposed to be doing is making the people that go to jobs 9 to 5 and go home and work on their cars on the weekend, we're supposed to make them feel like they're just as relative as us.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we've lost sight of that, and I want to focus on my program to bring that back. And I think a huge part of that is doing burnouts, because like you say, I mean, I joked about it when we were at SEMA. I'm just going to go rent a U-Haul truck and put a big old fat nitrous system on it, and we're just going to do that, you know what I'm saying? And crash it around and, get the insurance, and we'll be fine. They might not let me rent a U-Haul truck again, but guess what? It'll be the coolest.
Worth it.
They'll probably rent one to me, so
there you go.
Yeah, I got family members that can rent U-Haul trucks. We can get a couple of years out of this deal. But no, that's the realness of it. And it sucks to get serious about the way that the influencer program has been mistreated, but it has been. And not a lot of people want to say that because they don't want to lose their positions. But, I feel like there's a spot for some things and it's not a spot for other things. And if you're an influencer and you're not being used in a relevant sense, you know what I'm saying? Because like you can be looked at as you're a pretty gal. You come out and do these things, you know what I'm saying? It's because you're relevant to what we do. There's a lot of people that aren't relevant to what we do that are abusing the corporate power And unfortunately, that's the ugly part of all this, that we got to kind of redirect back to the people, and we got to make it about doing burnouts and having fun and re-energize the people.
Definitely.
Make us feel like we're not such elite people to where the Joe Blow can't come up to us in a supermarket and shake our hands or take a picture, or, they ask me for my autograph, I want to ask for theirs back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are the same. I'm not me without you, and you're not you without me. And
that's so true.
Let's make it a circle. And that's what I want to do.
Hell yeah. And I feel like that kind of thing, because like we said, not everyone can go, not everyone has a dragster that they can go down a track, but hopefully some of these burnout events will have where anybody, Joe Blow down the street can come and participate.
Oh, yeah.
That is really what I envision and would love to see, rather than being like, oh, invite only, or, oh, you have to have so much horsepower, so much money into your car. Like, just everybody being together and being able to participate, and not so elite. Yep. Or you have to be an influencer, you have to be this or that. No. I would like to see everyone involved.
Yeah. I like that idea. I like the amateur burnout stuff, because we all started there.
Right. For sure. I'm still there. I can't do one without
I'm not even there.
Yeah, but we didn't all start out as high level influencers, right? We were nobody, somebody.
For sure. And people have to have some kind of entry level to even try it, to even start, see if they like it, get the practice. If they never get a chance because they're not an influencer, they don't have an expensive car, then it's not going to grow.
Absolutely. And that's where NASCAR and NHRA and all those big high level racing events, they've lost the crowd, because like you say, it's not tangible. It's not tangible for the normal person to build a pro mod or
Street Outlaws, I think, has just completely set all of that into a whole nother. Those cars are insane.
Yeah. And
it's stupid money.
But that's still not even. That's still tangible.
A little more obtainable, yeah.
It is with normal people getting corporations behind them. but to go from even those cars, those guys can't run it. They can't run a pro mod team. You know what I'm saying? And they have technology and sponsors and all that stuff, and they can't do it. It's really hard. Like, it's just, we got to bring it back to where normal people, the normal everyday guy, feels like he could be part of our sport. Definitely. Because he can.
Yes.
That's the thing. He can. If you don't care about your car enough, or your mom's car, or your wife's car, or, bring it out. Bring it out. Tear it up. Here's the deal. It might only live one time. It might live 100 times, but you'll always remember what you did that time in that burnout pad. And so will the people around you if you did it epic enough.
This is touching my heart.
Very passionate about his burnout.
I'm like, why am I feeling? I'm like, this is touching. I know we're just talking about burnouts, but this is touching my heart right now.
Well, I think that's probably because that's where your heart is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, if what influencers can tell you in a sit down like this here, touches the general people, it's because it's genuine. Mm-hmm. And it's real. It's not BS.
This makes me really excited for.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
There's so much local stuff too that we get to do. There's a lot of local burnout stuff, and in addition to the big shows, I feel like we're going to be doing burnouts like every other weekend this month or this year, and I'm so excited.
Let's freaking do it.
And I want to do it every weekend, so we don't even have enough on our schedule yet. Right. So let's go.
I need to build like a couple backup trucks, because my track record's not the best. But
we change our oil. She changes motors. It's crazy. We change tires. She changes motors. That's a better way to put it. Like,
literally.
Yeah, I've had tires last longer than she has had motors last.
Do you have a tire sponsor? That's what we really need.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't.
No.
Hello, calling all time.
I know.
Yeah.
Somebody,
I don't
anybody.
care what your tire brand is. If it'll fit my wheels, I'm going to burn them off for you.
Let's send it.
Let's
Please.
go.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Parts seem to be easy. Tires, though.
My hardest part is what do you do with the tires once they're spent?
Right.
You got these old raggedy wire showing tires. You can't store them.
Sell them, give free tires with merch purchases.
So dangerous.
Yeah.
With wires all sticking.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I mean, honestly, it might get to the point someone wants them.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Sign
This
them.
is a little dangerous, though, maybe.
Yeah. Just throw it in a box. It'll be fine.
So I guess what I'll do is after I burn the tires off the NASCAR, I'll give them to you. You can, yeah. So when someone buys a T-shirt, you just stuff a tire in their box, and it'll be a random win for somebody,
hey,
right?
Be careful opening that because you might.
They're expecting a little shirt, and it's
box.
like,
they're like, I only bought a tank top.
what am I going to do with this tire?
We'll just sign it, and it'll be okay.
Yeah, that's the way we'll dispose of all.
People
of them.
love that kind of thing.
I'm sure you got some pistons and rods you can sell people.
I definitely could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have more.
Zach doesn't want to hear all that.
No.
That's okay. Job security, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Job security.
Yeah, Cat back there, job security for him.
That's right.
So are you done drag racing then?
I don't think so. I just don't want to do it competitively, which not that I ever did, but I kind of thought that I wanted to, but I'm down for the local tracks. I think that's so fun, just bring there's a short trip, but when I really got to seeing more of the real drag racers that they're traveling every single weekend, which we kind of do that anyways, but it's just a lot of work that I don't think I want to do, to be honest, and I think I'll still do it for fun, but nothing competitive. Like you said, I just had a blast. I don't think I've ever been down the track fast at all. I don't even have times really because I forgot to shift. But it's just fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it's a good challenge. It's a good rush, like you say. If you're competitive in nature at all, you don't even go down that avenue because it's a dark wormhole, and like I say, Stacie's not competitive. Stacie has a blast at it. Yeah. Me and Stacie, the happiest time we ever had drag racing is just when she went like in the 10s. You know what I'm saying?
That is awesome.
But that was huge. That was a very, very proud moment for both of us. And we didn't win anything. We didn't beat anybody. Like she was on the track by herself. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no big deal, but like cool. It was a huge deal personally because that's what all this needs to be
your
about.
Personal best kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I needed to prove to myself that I could do it. And it was so hard before that now it's so easy. Driving that car is insanely easy. Oddly. But I'm going to do some women in wheels stuff this year, I think.
Ooh, that's cool. That's all the bracket racing, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to go bracket race my car.
The bracket racing sounds hard. You just have to be consistent with it and really know your car, right?
You just have to be consistent. It's actually really easy. But there's a few of her events that I think I can make. I just need to get my car to kind of fit in her rules of street car.
Oh yeah.
Like door panels mods, and hopefully my little patch of carpet is considered carpet enough.
That's a super cool thing that she has going on. I love that.
Yeah, I love it. I love the community that she has involved with it. I'm trying to get involved with more girl stuff. But I mean, we live in a world of men. Yeah. And it's really hard. It's hard to remember at the end of the day that there are still other girls out there. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm not the kind of driver that would have the kind of car that I have, I guess. I don't feel like I'm on that level. So I just want to go have fun with some people that maybe they have like regular cars, but I don't care. I'll go slower. We'll just run it on the gate. I don't care. It's still fun. I still get to make passes. I don't think we'll make many of them. I think only maybe
what we could do, I was thinking about this just now, is we could just fly in for a day. We can get a U-Haul and we'll have a nitrous kit in our backpack when we fly.
Race
and we'll just rent U-Haul and you go bracket racing U-Haul and some nitrous.
You're gonna bring nitrous on the plane with you?
I'm like, that sounds like that.
No, I'll just
work.
He has a thing with getting through the airport
with nitrous.
With fill in the blank.
Oh yeah, I had this. There's this Prologer tool. It's like a screen this big and it's got digital countdown and stuff. It's an old thing we used to use, and I use it for street tuning on my laptop. I had to take this Prologer in this O2 tailpipe sniffer through the airport one time.
And it's got like a bundle of wires.
And they're like,
oh yeah.
It literally looks like a bomb controller and it's got like if you test it tests explosive because it's got fuel residual and stuff on it because it goes in a tailpipe of a car. Yep.
He also had like 5 cans of chili beans in his backpack because I can't find my chili beans that I buy in Colorado.
Okay, so you put beans in chili.
So I sent him back, yes.
That's the important statement here.
They're
beans
chili
go
beans.
In chili.
Chili beans.
Beans in chili. Thank you.
Last time Kyle went, I had him get as many as he could, and he brought me back 9 cases of chili beans. So if you ever need some chili beans, I've got cases.
I love making chili with tons of beans.
Me too.
In Texas, they don't do the beans.
I don't know. Texas, we were so excited to move here for the barbecue, and what a letdown.
Right, the barbecue is not good.
Literally, our favorite barbecue place is in Colorado, and it's called Serious Texas Barbecue.
Oh.
There goes
So
all
we
the
were, like,
Texas fans.
I'm sorry. I love
Yeah,
Texas.
sorry. I love Texas too,
For every other
but
reason.
I'm so bummed about the barbecue. My mom overnights him Serious Texas barbecue for his birthday.
From Colorado.
From
for my
Colorado.
birthday.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The Missouri barbecue where I lived was amazing, but I mean that's like Kansas City, like good barbecue sauce.
Yeah. And I like how each region has their own like flavor and
Yeah.
you know, Carolina and all that
Texas
stuff.
just isn't good.
I
It's
was
just not the
so
good flavor.
bummed.
No.
It seemed very bland.
We've
Yeah.
tried everywhere too,
Like,
and just
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And if you get barbecue sauce, it's like ketchup or vinegar.
Yeah.
Tasting. There's
Yep.
no good
There's no in
barbecue
between.
sauce flavor.
Not into the ketchupy one. What about your recent airport fiasco?
So I was just at Steve Morris's place, right? And they pulled me aside at the airport because I had him. He had some old pistons and rods he was giving away, so I had him give me a piston and sign it. So I give it to my brother, and we washed it and he signed it, and I put it in my backpack. I made it through the airport, and they pulled me aside, and they had to like test the.
They
Yeah.
put him like in the room.
Yeah. And they had to test the piston and do all this stuff, and I won't get into too much crazy of the story because I want to, you know what I'm saying, but like. Basically, yeah, I
They
got
did a cavity search or no?
Basically.
No, I was disappointed they didn't. I was like, "Shit, if you're worried about that piston, you wait till you see.
Wait till you see what's up
You
here,
wait till you see what I'm packing. That's right, it's the bomb.
In your prison packet or what?
Yeah.
You might need to start checking a bag.
So, but yeah, so those are I've been pulled off to the side a few times for carrying explosives on an airplane because they're used car parts or whatever. Like, it's whatever.
Outlaw.
Yeah, I'm cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like when I try and go somewhere, I try and have a backpack on.
Travel light.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I have my underwear rolled up real tight, shoved in there. Huh?
I do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Shoved where?
pack himself.
Well, not in my backpack.
Rolled up real tight, shoved in there, you know.
I'm a professional packer, so I have those like packing cubes.
Oh, hell
So you
yeah.
cram a
That's
bunch of
what I
crap in
need.
there. You can fit a lot more in a tub when you use those.
I
We
definitely need to
tub
do that.
packed for the first time when we went to Indiana, and I love it.
Did you take them on a plane?
No, we drove.
Oh, yeah.
But rather than, we have the dogs. Rather
Yeah,
than
suitcases.
suitcases.
Right.
Put them in waterproof tubs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Then you can keep them in the back
I think
of
I
the
got that
truck.
idea from you.
I was going to say,
So
I
thank
do
you.
that. And
Yeah.
then, but it's just because I pack way too freaking much.
I do too.
Then they have, rollers on them. If you drive, that's a good thing about driving. You can just pack whatever you want.
You can take whatever you want. You can bring your food. We go Airbnb anyways.
Yeah.
So, I loved it.
Heck yeah. Well, I feel like we touched on some good things, guys.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Do we close this out?
Are you guys feeling good about closing it out right about now? You got more to talk about?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to make you cry, so
Yeah,
I think
please don't make me cry.
we'll stop
about
there.
it anymore. But I think we touched on it enough to say we all have some exciting things coming in 2024.
Oh yeah, definitely stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff we can't talk about, Stacie and I. A lot of stuff this group can't talk about yet, but it is going down. It's going to be epic. Stay tuned. Like, you don't want to miss what we have coming because it's going to be for real. Like, the dope is dope.
Yeah. And coming very soon.
So
Oh.
maybe to be continued. Maybe we need to do another one
Right.
once we can spill the beans.
Be like,
We can
bam,
definitely do
Yeah.
bam, motherfuckers.
that. Here we are.
Told you.
Yeah, that we weren't just full of shit. It's
Yeah,
actually happening.
Told you so.
If we can make it, it's convenience wise. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's a
yeah, I
far
might see
trip
you guys
here.
in Vegas.
Yeah, we'll do this in Vegas. Yeah, that way we'll.
Oh
Okay.
no!
All right, y'all. Well, we're
It's
gonna
like,
wrap
shut
this
up.
up. Yeah, we got battery light flashing, but we're gonna wrap it up anyways. Well, thank you guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you for having us.
Thank you all for listening. Y'all go follow them on all the social media. We'll have it in the description box.
Thank you.